I get no respect. That was terrible.
Yeah! Get up!
So we're on our way to rehearsal. I just kind of hopped on the bike after work and took off. I wanted to get there early so I could get something to eat. And I don't know if this is something that is normal with most people, but for me, when I'm hungry, I get angry and moody. I get hangry. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with that term, but yeah, I get hangry. So there are certain things that people say that might say to me that might set me off when I'm hangry or when I'm in a bad mood. And I wanted to talk today a little bit about those things that people say to me or to writers in general that set you off, right? Those pet peeves, those things that people say that you're just like, no, don't even. So we're just gonna hop right in and talk about just a few of those things that I hear that really chap my hide. Now the first one is, and this isn't a specific thing necessarily, but this is probably the most common thing I get when people find out that I ride bikes or ride motorcycles, is they want to spout out a statistic about how dangerous they are or how many fatalities there are, or it's just they come up with some thing about how dangerous motorcycles are. Right? This is probably the most common thing that I get when people find out that I ride. Oh, be careful. Oh, make sure you do this. Oh, my friend died when they rode their motorcycle. It's so common. I even have riders, right? Fellow riders who, you know, if they found out, especially my rider friends who ride Harleys, who were like, oh, you got a sport bike? Oh, you got to be careful. And I should have prefaced this whole thing with the fact that this is all in jest, right? This is just for fun. If you've ever said one of these things to me and you know me personally, will it bug me? Yeah, it might bug me a little bit, but if you know me, you know that I like to joke around, and it's all in good fun. I understand that most of the time when people say these things, they're coming from a good place. So should have prefaced this whole thing with that, but we're gonna move on to the next pet peeve that I have, and this is probably the second most common thing that I hear people say, and this is when I walk into a store, when I walk into work, when I walk into a public place and I've got my helmet in tow, and that is, people like to say, you ride a motorcycle? I mean, seriously, I could be getting off my bike and literally like 10 steps away from it with my helmet in my hand, and somebody I know will walk by and be like, oh, you ride a motorcycle? And I think that when they say that, it's not a like, oh, like they're not sure if I ride. It's more of a like, oh, like this is something about you. But to me, it's just like, come on, man, right? I think it's the whole small talk thing, right? It's them trying to start a conversation about the motorcycle. So here's my suggestion to you. If you have a friend who rides a motorcycle and you're watching this video, or you know me, instead of saying, do you ride a motorcycle, say, oh, what kind of motorcycle do you ride, right? That would be definitely something else, and that would not bug me at all, right? Because guys and gals love talking about their bikes. All right, so the next thing, and this one, this is probably one that bugs me the most, and I've actually made a whole video about this thing that people say to riders that really bugs me, and this one actually does kind of make me a little bit angry. And this one is blank bikes suck, right? Fill in the blank. Sport bikes suck. Cruisers suck. Your bike sucks.
You know something? You suck.
We just need to get over the fact as riders, and I've gotten this kind of thing from people who don't ride too. Like, oh, you know, oh, you ride a cruiser? Cruisers suck. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, do you ride? Or do you ride a sport bike? No, I don't ride. Right? It's so annoying. It is beyond annoying. It's maddening is what it is, right? It really gets to me. So what can we do about this? This is more of a culture thing, right? Is that you know, we're all competitive. We want to think highly of what we have and what we love and what we like to do. So instead of saying how much we like something, we want to put down the things that aren't what we like. And it's just kind of a, and I've said this in the video that I made on this, is that it's just destructive and it's pointless. It's just absolutely pointless. So yeah, the only other thing that probably makes me more mad than that is this last statement that I hear, and I hear it way too much, is that's a girl's bike. First of all, it's 2019, right? I mean, it's kind of sad to think that in my lifetime, I will probably never see the day where this isn't a thing. You hit like a girl, you punch like a girl, you run like a girl, you throw like a girl. That's a girl's bike. I'm starting to get worked up right now, and partially I'm sure it's because I'm hangry. But mostly it's because, why? This is the thing that I've never really understood about this, right? Is that we don't have mothers. A lot of us have sisters. A lot of us have girlfriends, wives, right? Why is it that we still have to say things like this? I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. You know what? No, I take that back. I do understand why people say this. And I don't really want to get into sexism and how poisonous that is in our society and especially in the United States. But all I'll say is every bike is a girl's bike. This last thing that I want to talk about, it doesn't really make me angry, it just kind of makes me disappointed. And the last thing is condescension of any kind, right? If I'm going to the parts store, if I'm going to buy parts for the bike, if I'm going to a dealership to look at bikes to possibly buy or test ride, if someone talks to me condescendingly, I just walk away. You don't deserve my business, you're not going to get my business, and I'm going to go somewhere else where I'm respected. Now, here's the thing that bugs me the most about this, right? Nobody came out of the womb with the knowledge or the skills that they have right now. Everyone's constantly learning. We're all at different stages, right? It doesn't matter how old you are. We're all at different stages of writing, of knowledge, of skill. I don't care who you are, or how long you've ridden, or how many bikes you have, or how long you've been working on motorcycles. You gotta understand that you didn't just get there, right? Your dad taught you. You grew up fixing bikes or fixing cars, right? We all have different stages. So we just need to respect that. And I think in general, that is where these last three things that I talked about with these bikes suck, girls, that's a girl's bike, and condescension, we just need to show more respect to everybody, right? This isn't just about girls. This isn't just about new riders or people who maybe instead of doing their own work on their bikes, take their bike to the shop. It doesn't matter. Respect each other, and that's the overlying theme here that I'll end on here with this things that bug me. Alright guys, that's all I've got on this topic. But if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Guys, if you're out there riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. I'm that one guy, and I am out.